What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of The Impact Atlanta. This is season 3, episode 4, and let's get right into it. Alright, so we start this episode off with Carly and Daybella, right? First of all, they are dressed alike. I said, was this planned, ladies? But nonetheless, they talk about the birthday event, right? And basically how the jokes that Tucson were saying to Carly were out of pocket, especially the ones where he was saying how, I'm gonna leave you like Thug did, or however he phrased it, basically trying to use her ex as a diss. And according to Carly, it triggered her. However, she's not exactly harping on it, which I'm glad about. Because y'all know, last season, oh my gosh, I feel like everything was about Young Thug, and I feel like Carly is really trying to distance herself from his image, okay? She's trying to find her own space, and I can't knock it. Now, this is where things got a little interesting for me, okay? We learned that Daybella's ex-boyfriend is London on the track. Yes, the same London who has kids with Summer Walker. Yes, that same man. I said, wait a second. So this man, not only is he a deadbeat to the kids that Summer got, he also is a deadbeat to this child. Keep in mind, he got like 4 baby mamas, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in that range. So here's the thing. Daybella says that when she was pregnant, London was very involved, to the point where he was going to her appointments with her. He was doing all the things. However, once their child was born, that man started to distance himself. And now they're to the point where he's not involved in his child's life at all. Y'all, that is so disheartening and disappointing. Like, that is crazy to me. I don't understand men like him. But then you want to go around and have more kids with other women and not raise any of them. It's crazy. Now, I definitely did a little research myself on Daybella, because I'm like, who is this girl? I don't know who she is. And here's the thing. I learned that her son is actually autistic, okay? And on her social media, she's talking about her experience, about finding out that her son was autistic, and, what measures she has taken to get him help. And I think it's actually beautiful that she's sharing her story. And maybe she can help a lot of other young people who have children who are on the spectrum. So I love that for Daybella. I just cannot believe London. Well, actually I can. Because once Summer made that one song about him, about how she should have slapped his mama for having him, yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it. But moving on, we see Ari, and she's back in Miami, right? One thing about Ari is that she's going to be in Miami. She really cannot stand Atlanta. Usually when people are on these reality shows, they'll just fly into the city that they're filming in and then go back home after. No, Ari said, y'all gonna come with me to Miami. So she's with her sister, Bird, and they're looking at these properties for this potential compound, right? Well, they're not even looking at properties. Let me not say that. She's looking at grass. Grass and dirt, okay? It's looking very much like Chateau Charest when it was in the building stages, okay? Because this is just land. This man is telling her that, it'll take, I think he said 15 to 18 months for them to get this compound built. And it's going to cost millions of dollars. So at that point, once he mentioned millions of dollars, they end up leaving. Like, honestly, Ari, I don't think that you're ready just yet for this compound. I'm just saying, that's a lot of money. And I know that you have your business. I know that you have your social media and all of those things. But financially, that's a crazy amount of money, considering you're the one who's, footing the bill, I should say. Now, moving on, we see Tucson, y'all. He talks to his friend Crystal on FaceTime, and I was confused. I was so confused as to where Tucson was, because he's sitting at a desk. There's a computer there. I'm like, is this your day job? Y'all, what does Tucson do in the daytime? Is this his job? I'm so confused. But nonetheless, they go on to talk to his friend about the fact that she is a mom. She has one child who's like a year old. However, she spoke to her doctor and they told her, girl, you need to have another baby by the time you're 35, or you can go ahead and let that dream go. She's already 33, so now she's like, I want to have another baby. However, her child's father said absolutely not. Now here comes Tucson talking about he's toying with the idea of having a baby with her because, he's always wanted kids. He's always wanted a boy and a girl. I'm just like, oh, okay. This is an interesting storyline. I did not expect it. And the thing is, at first she thinks that he's joking, but he's telling her, like, no, I'm serious. Y'all, we'll see if he actually gets this baby. Okay? Moving on. We see light-skinned Keisha, and she is talking to her man. You know what I mean? They're trying to get some clothes ready. And here's the thing. One thing about Keisha, she's going to promote herself, okay? She says that she has a fashion brand, her man has a fashion brand, and they are planning to do a pop-up, right? Now, what I found interesting was that her man did not want to get Julian too involved. Like, he wants Julian to help out, but not be like the full planner. Or at least that's the vibe that I got. So next thing you know, who comes in? Julian, of course, okay? So he shows up, and Keisha is going on and on. Just a bunch of word vomit and jargon about how she wants this pop-up to go. I'm just like, girl, you keep saying the same thing, just in different words. It's all the same information. What are we doing here? There was no real directives. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, you're talking in circles about your brand. Okay, cool. So at one point, I think that Julian had asked her, okay, so what do you want? What's the vision? And Keisha Man is just want it to be a vibe. What does that mean? Y'all got a color scheme? You got a theme? Come on, man. Give us something. So here's the part that tripped me out, okay? Here goes, what's his name? Julian. He suggests that, oh yeah, well, let's collab with Daybella. First of all, why are we even using the word collab as if this is a partnership? You're not collabing with her. You want to hire her for her event planning services. Be so for real with what you're doing here. So, we learned that she's actually an event planner. Y'all, I'm telling you, I looked up her event planning company because I was pretty intrigued and I saw it on her page. And she does amazing events. Looks really, really good, right? So they want to hire her as the event planner or whatever. And I'm just kind of I think it's interesting that Julian is the one who's suggesting Daybella. However, you are the same person who was coming for her not too long ago, trying to question why is she friends with Carly. And then he had the nerve to be like, yeah, because, she tried me. And I'm just like, when did she try you? Daybella never tried you. She was trying to get to the bottom of the fact that why are you talking about her and her friendship with Carly? I'm telling you, I do not like Julian at all. Moving on, we see Ari again, right? So she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of Moneybag because he's always losing his keys and now I have to go pick his keys up for him, right? So she go to this little place, and when she gets there, she's like, hey, tells the guy, I'm here to pick up the keys for Moneybag. And he's like, oh, okay, they right here. Baby, Moneybag, they got her a Lamborghini. I said, oh, y'all doing it real big over there. And, she's super happy about it. She calls him. It's like, oh my gosh, I see my car. And honestly, she seemed like she was very happy about it. But at the same time, I feel like there's something about Ari that's off. Not that she's weird or anything like that, but you can tell that there's something missing. I just can't put my finger on it. But moving on, we see Carly, she in the studio. Y'all, what was that? I don't know. I don't know if this is the track that she filmed the little visual for, but she was in that studio and she sounded lazy. And I mean real lazy on the track. And what's crazy is she come out the booth and everybody's like, oh yeah, it sound better now. It sound better. It's giving y'all was trying to be nice to her. Like, somebody please just be honest with her and be like, girl, maybe music ain't the thing. Let's find something else for you. But nonetheless, she goes on to talk about how she wants to film a visualizer. And y'all, I'm so confused as to where did the visualizers come from? Like, are we just not doing music videos anymore? Or are we calling music videos visualizers? What's going on? But nonetheless, she says that she invited everybody to come and support her. And she does admit that, this is really low budget because she's an independent artist and she ain't got money like that. For me, I can respect the honesty. I really could. I'm like, okay, Carlay, I'll say this, I like Carlay this season. Last season, she got on my nerves. But this season, I feel like she's becoming the true Carlay outside of her relationship with Thug. But we gonna move on. So we see Keisha. She's preparing for this pop-up. It looked like she in like her warehouse or whatever. And Tucson, he comes on to visit. And she wants his brand to be a part of the pop-up shop. I said, oh, okay, great. So she about to get everybody involved. And I was right. Because Daybella is going to be the planner. And then Tori, she wants her to be the DJ. Okay, cool. Speaking of those ladies, they show up. Now, Daybella, she's ready to get to work, okay? She wants to know what's the expectation. What type of things that you want it to look like the real questions. And then here goes Keisha. Maybe we could have it at like a store. I'm just like, okay, you gonna have to come up with more than this, girl. So she talks about how she never dropped a summer collection, right? Why Keisha say that? Because here comes Tucson. Oh, well, I'm so glad that you drop it. Because, some people, they never drop. Like Jerica. Do you call it Jerica? No, Jerika. That's what you call it. Jerika or Jerica? Y'all know what that girl real name is. Nonetheless, he's like, Carlay ain't never dropped, okay? She supposedly has a swimwear line, and it's never dropped. Tucson, why do you care? You don't like that girl. Why you keeping tabs on what her businesses are doing? How about you worry about your own? Like, at this point, Tucson is just being so messy. So you already know that he was itching to talk about the kickball situation because he wants people to be on his side. However, he keeps lying. He keeps saying that he snatched it from Gloss. You did not snatch the megaphone from Gloss. Stop telling people that. And then you have Tori. She trying to get some understanding. She's like, well, maybe, what's her name? Carlay showed up because she wanted to have a conversation with you. And he's like, no, ain't no conversation. If she saw my name on the flyer, then she shouldn't have showed up because I wouldn't have showed up. Then he goes on to tell Tori how she talked too much. I'm like, dude, you're spazzing. Like, what are you going through right now? Because you're doing way, way, way too much. Like, honestly, in that situation, at first, I thought Daybella was going to stick up for Carlay. Like, yo, don't be coming for my homegirl. But honestly, I don't even know if she could have got a word in. Because the way Tucson was going off, it didn't matter what anybody said. Because he feels like whatever he says is the truth, and it ain't. And at the same time, nobody can take up for Carlay because he hates her that much. It's so stupid. So, it got to the point where everybody's trying to tell him, like, yo, y'all should at least be cordial, be able to be in the same rooms. Baby, he walks off. I said, you know what, Tucson? You got a chip on your shoulder, and you need to flick it off. Flick it off, buddy. So then we see Ari. She's with her mom. Now, y'all, when I tell you this conversation was so chopped up, there was one part where I was confused, and then as the mom kept talking, I figured it out. But yeah, it's very chopped. Nonetheless, so they talk about this compound. Here's my issue. What is the family contributing? What do her sisters do? Because y'all trying to get a multi-million-dollar compound built all on the back of Ari? That's stupid. I'm sorry, but it is. Like, what do your mama do? What do your sisters do for work? Do they have a social media following? I don't understand how financially you are still trying to take care of your family to that extent. And I get it, you love your family, but they gonna have to pull some weight. They really are. Also, does your man know that you want to live in a compound with your family? Like, is he okay with that? My question is it going to be enough space for him and all of his kids? Because y'all know Moneybag got a couple of kids. Even though you never hear about her around his kids. But I'm going to let that go. Because I feel like they've been together long enough that her child and his kids should be around each other. But that's a whole nother story. We gonna go ahead and get back to the show. So, at one point, she starts to cry, right? And she's like, I don't want to be alone. And, that's what's happening for her in Miami. According to her, she only knows 2 people in Miami. I said, Ari, you need to get to know some people. Because you're in a new city, I get it. But, like, girl, get to know some people and make some friends, okay? So, this is where I got confused. Because as she's crying, she kind of made it seem like the family don't care that she's alone. And I'm like, wait, what? Your family keeps saying how they want to be with you in this compound. What are you talking about? So then, the mom, she is mentioning how, Ari made the right decision about her son. And I said, oh, okay. Now it's making sense. Ari is crying and feeling away because now she let her son, seems like, go back to Atlanta so that way he could be with his cousins. And now she's just in Miami by herself. She don't even have her son there, Without her son being there, I feel like her mom has moved back to Atlanta probably because she, probably takes care of her son. And that's the whole reason why her mom even came out to Miami was so that way she could, watch your son. We already got to do whatever she got to do. And we already know that Moneybag, he on tour right now. So baby girl's in this big old house by herself. I feel bad for her. I really do. Because some people, they really, really don't like to be alone. And honestly, I get it. I really do. I feel bad for Ari. Because I feel like not only does she have a lot of pressure on her because her family is expecting for her to come through with this mega mansion or compound house, whatever they want to call it. But also she wants to be a good mom. She wants to be a good girlfriend. Like, it's a lot of pressure. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on from that to the last scene, okay? Okay, so, actually, no, it's not the last scene. I think it's one more after that. We just get to Carlay's video. So, she filming her video, whatever, and I will say that it's dope that she's doing everything independently. She's really proud of herself. And next thing you know, Keisha and Julian show up. Now, something about Keisha's energy is off in that confessional. Like, it's giving, she's answering these questions after her and Carlay have fallen out. And I wonder if that's what's going to happen in the season. But nonetheless, here's the thing that threw me off. So the publicist, Freshie, he shows up and he's wearing this shirt that just says Celine across it. Very plain shirt. Here goes Julian. Oh, I just love that shirt. And I'm just like, so you like it because it's a designer? Because this shirt is extremely plain. What are you talking about? So next thing you know, Carlay, she tells them how, she has a big plan to work independently and then get picked up by a major label. And, Carlay, she expresses how she's so grateful for them to show up for her. And baby, here comes Julian. I said, listen, Tucson and Julian, they are going to get on my everlasting nerves this season. What does he do? He throws shade, okay? He says that Daybella is wishy-washy because she's not at the video shoot. I'm like, what are you talking about? How does that make her wishy-washy? So, my thing is this. Daybella has a lot on her plate. She has the business that she runs as well as taking care of her child, who is on the autistic spectrum. Like, that is a lot You know what I'm saying? That's a lot going on. We don't know what could have happened. Something could have happened with her child. Or she could be running around the city trying to prep for y'all little pop-up. Okay? So, like, why are you throwing shade? So, here's my thing. Then, out of nowhere, here goes everybody in the circle. They are trying to make Carlay feel some type of way about Daybella. Like, oh, if my friend, they didn't show up for me, I would feel some type of way. Like, why are y'all doing that? Why are y'all trying to turn these girls against each other? What's the issue? And what's crazy to me is that they're going to work with Daybella. Like, Julian specifically wanted to work with Daybella because she's a good event planner. Keisha, why are you trying to throw salt onto this situation when you say you like Daybella? Like, why are y'all trying to break these girls up? It doesn't make sense. So, anyways, Carlay, she said she's happy with the video. She's happy that, her friends got to be in the video doing cameos. Girl, I guess. Because I'm sorry, Keisha would not be in my video with that tacky outfit she had on. But I digress. Moving on from that, we see Ari and it's her and Tucson. So, Keisha, she decided to go tattletale on Tucson, and she tells Ari that Tucson is out of control, right? Now, here's the thing. Tucson is actually acting out, okay? He's very much acting out. I don't know if it's because Ari's no longer around and Tay is no longer around, so he don't really have, people around him that's popping, that's keeping him popping, or what. I don't know what is going on. But Ari tries to tell him that he was doing too much, and he's just not accepting it. So what does he do? He changes the subject to the fact that he wants a baby. So Ari, she starts questioning him, like, how do you know this girl? Does she have other kids? All these questions. And the answers that he's giving is giving he hardly know this girl, but we gonna pretend like we besties. And then on top of that, when that man said, yeah, because, I'm gonna get a house and then I'm gonna put her in a back house, I said, sir, stop playing on my time. Stop playing with my time because I want it back. I want my time that I watched this show back, okay? So Ari is like, listen, he don't need no kid. He needs a nap. I said, baby, I agree with Ari. I absolutely agree. So then Ari's like, okay, so what about your man? You have a whole man at home. Does he know that you want a baby? And Tucson's like, no. I said, okay, great. Tucson, get off my screen. At this point, I feel like Tucson is acting out, and at the same time, he has nothing going on. So he's just throwing things at the wall, hoping that they stick, and that, it could give him a scene for the show. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. What do y'all think about, Julian always trying to throw salt on a wound? And what do y'all think about Tucson? Let me know in the comments. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you in my next review. Bye, guys.